We're live, everyone.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
hi, Cynthia. Hi, Rick.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone, to All About the Joy. I'm so glad that you're here. And we're going to get back to our conversation we were having earlier. Cynthia, what were we just talking about?
Oh, we were talking about work and lack of communication.
No. We were actually talking
about home. Yeah,
about home, right? About when you go somewhere and you realize it's home. Like I knew when I visited California, I always knew I would move here, and it would happen like 10 years later. But I knew I would move here, and I did. Like I don't know when it was. It was like 10 years later because I was just a kid when I came to visit here. And I'm saying to Cynthia, I think it's going to happen again. Like I'm feeling a move to another country now. Like I know. Which country though? I don't know. So where would you move, Cynthia? You're not sure yet? You just have to feel like it was home. Yet. You're not sure yet.
Well, I love California because
you could come take my place. I think Spain is what I'm thinking about. Here's my problem with Spain. I can't do as much fish. They're big seafood people. And I'm complete, like I'm not kidding, allergic. You know what I mean? Oh,
Switzerland.
I've never been to Switzerland though.
Oh, we should put that on our bucket list.
Yeah, that's gotta be on the list. Rick, where would you move to?
So Portugal, because that's where I'm from. Obviously, I have a lot of family there. Also,
we have family there.
We have to.
Wait.
I'll say it in Portuguese. Temos família em Portugal. That's how you say it in Portuguese.
Yeah, I feel that. Whatever you say it, I feel it, family. I feel it.
Because there's a lot of family in Portugal.
Yeah. I also have family in Bermuda. I have family in Canada.
I love Bermuda. I'm moving to no tropical area, no goddamn. Didn't mean to say goddamn. Did not mean to use the wrong name. I know, but here's the thing. I'm not going to move where there's hurricanes, okay? I'm too addicted to U.S. food.
Wow, Tony. It's the worst food, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the worst food. It's so funny. It was so funny because today I was just talking to someone about how if we really embraced what it meant to be American, like if we really embraced it, not white America, but America, it would be food from all over the country would be our, do you know what I mean? Like America, like to be American means to be eclectic and to have all these immigrant foods and beautiful.
The melting pot. So
yeah. Like New York City, got all the sections, Chinese section, Italian section, all the different sections.
That's right. So when I think of American food, that's what I hope to think of. You know what I mean? And I would disagree with the melting pot. I would say, because it kind of melts everything, I would say like a salad. Because like a tomato going to stay a tomato. You know what I mean? Like onion going to stay an onion, So I would say more like a salad. America is not a melting pot. It is a salad.
With some kind of American dressing all over it.
Lots of dressing.
That's how we ruin it.
Chris Gales in the building.
Hey, Chris Gales is in the house. How you doing? I caught Chris a couple times this week. It was such a blessing too because I was in such a disarray at work, and I was like, I told someone, I'm on the phone. I'm very busy, and I put my headset on, and I was listening to him.
He said a tossed salad.
That's right. America the Beautiful. We are tossed salad. Right? Hey, Charlie.
Charlie's back.
Goulash. You're a goulash. Charlie, you didn't make one mention of one video of you that I splattered on every social media. He never likes anything. So, yeah, no, Chris, I think I said hi to you a couple times, but then I had to go into a meeting or something, but I did listen to your music. But yeah, that's been my thing this week, trying to avoid fighting with people. I've just been like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's an emergency. Hold on. Wait, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. And I'm like on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds like me at work. You're doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, it's so
when
weird.
You just go for it. Yeah.
I think there's a term for that. Like they started talking about that with COVID, quiet quitting, where You still do your work, but you literally do the bare minimum. You don't do nothing extra.
Wait, Charlie just said I was waiting for the fallout. I didn't post anything bad. You didn't say anything bad. He's so cute. I love that he thinks we have millions of followers. I'm pretty sure James Cameron is not listening to our podcast at the moment. I hope
we're getting there.
We're getting there, you know.
I'll catch the replay in 10 years.
Right.
Oh, speaking of which, Carmen, I finally I saw 2 episodes of Smartless. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I told you. Okay, good. Oh, good. See, I got everybody watching Smartless. I totally.
I love Sean Hayes. Even
right?
He's
that. And he's the most normal person on that podcast.
Will's laugh cracks me up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Will Arnett, I mean, you know, props to Will Arnett. And if he's listening, we love you. But he's a little bit more gruff than I thought he would be. I don't know. But this biggest surprise.
Jason is very high maintenance, but I love him.
We love him. But I used to be like, before I listened and watched Smartless, I was like, oh, I love Jason. Jason Bateman. Oh, he wasn't married. If I knew. Now I'm like, ooh, dodged a bullet there. I mean, like, you know, in my dream or whatever, I was like, damn, he is so high maintenance. Chris Hale says, oh, wait, Charlie said, I always say something that makes someone angry. Well, you didn't say anything that would make me angry, so, but I can take it down. You know, we'll talk later. If you want me to take something down, I will. I don't want you to get in trouble for nothing. Chris Gale says, I do have a question. Which platform do you prefer to be watched on?
So YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Any and all.
Which, yeah, it doesn't, you know, I don't have a preference. I'll be honest. I've been telling Rick this for a while. I am so glad to have the audience that we're building. It's amazing. Again, got to give a shout out to LinkedIn. We're really good. I know it's weird. I just don't expect people to say yes when I ask them to join. Like on Facebook, it's like pulling teeth. You know what I mean? Like all my friends, I went into all of my pages on Facebook and I deleted them because I'm like, all these people, I've been on their pages and they've never posted a thing. You know what I mean? They want me to support them. I asked them 2 or 3 times to support me on Facebook. They can't even do that. So I'm like, delete, you know? Charlie just said, well, you're normal. I'm fine with all of it. Loved you. Oh, you're so cool, Charlie. Thank you so much. But yeah, so LinkedIn, these are people I don't know. You know, I'm just sending out emails or whatever, sending out, you know, please support my new project, my new podcast. And people are adding on, like every day I'm getting more and more people, which was so cool. And then I always send them an email. It's just mind boggling, right? Your friends, your friends really show you who they are.
Trust me, as somebody who has broadcasted for next month 8 years every single day, yeah, where are you at, fam?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Chris says, I do not like streaming on Facebook. Oh, I totally get that.
Me personally, I like YouTube because it's universal and you don't even need an account. Like Facebook, you got to have an account. Twitch, you got to have an account. Like everything, you have to have an account. But YouTube, you don't even need an account. You can look up whatever and not be signed in and watch anybody.
Right. It's true. Friends are not fans. You know what? I look at again, I keep telling Rick this thing, like I'm really trying to build a brand and it's not just the live stream and not just the podcast and not just the blog. I'm working on a book as well. Like I'm trying to build a brand. And so it doesn't cost me anything to stream everywhere. So, I mean, I think I can stream up to 10 places. I just don't have 10 places to stream to, but yeah, no, I appreciate wherever you want to find us. But yeah, we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And we're going to soon be I'm going to be broadcasting soon on my own website. But we'll have that information next week as well. And also I have a new logo, which I'm going to show next week. And yeah, things are getting kind of exciting over here. Woohoo. But yeah, I want to show a quick video. If you can imagine. Look at Rick's like, let's see how she does this. And then I want to talk about it on the other side. So let's see if I can hook this up. Bear with me. I think I got it. How about that?
Yeah, you can still see the video, so that's good.
Okay, and look, it's really about listening. It's really short. Most of you have heard it before.
And if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this. Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
Okay.
All right, preach, Medea.
Go ahead. Isn't that so good? That's Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
good.
He broke a lot of wisdom as Medea too, to be honest with you.
Have you guys seen that before? Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, I've seen him say
Oh,
that.
I haven't.
Don't you love that analogy? Like it.
Yes.
So one of the topics we were going to talk about today was friendships, and it was part of it was because I saw that clip again today on TikTok. And I was like, you know what? I want to have this conversation, like a deep conversation. It don't matter if it's online or in real life. Y'all know how I feel about online friendships or whatever. But it's not about friendships because, Rick, I think you and I have gotten really well at knowing each other or whatever. And I don't think you'd be any different in person, but we haven't met in person. And I think there's a different dynamic that happens when you do get to meet someone in person. I'm just saying that's me.
Mm-hmm.
What is, each one of you, what is your definition of friendship and a best friend? Just curious.
Cynthia, you go since you're not usually here.
I think a friend is someone who's there at your lowest point.
Oh.
And sometimes your friend can be there more than your own family. So if they're there for your lowest point, that is your friend, that is your family.
Okay. Do you have a best friend? Well, the other reason why I brought up this topic was, Cynthia, I'm not trying to out you on your age, but you're at least 30. Let's just go there, okay? I've known you for at least 30 years, right? Because you're my cousin. For real, my cousin.
Listen, I say my real age.
Wait. But I'm cracking up because the other day we're talking and she's like, oh, can I call you back? My best friend's on the phone. I was like, wait, what? I've never, ever in all of our conversation, right? Wait, what?
You were shocked, yes.
Not that you had a best friend, but I'd never heard you talk about this pretend friend of yours.
No, yeah. I actually met her about 25 years ago. Actually, when I met Juan, was when I met her.
Juan is her husband.
Juan is my husband, yes. Yeah, 25 years now. We've been really good friends, and she's been there for my lowest times and stuff. But now she lives
I'm just
in
going to assume we've
Pennsylvania.
never had a low time because I don't even remember her name again. Like, I've never heard of this person. Wait, Chris Gales just said, as I get older, friendship seems to be too dynamic. I know the type of friend that I strive to be and haven't found it in others. Trust issues. Oh, that's deep. Wow. Alma says, yes, at your lowest or most challenging times, people who are truly for you will show themselves and you have to pay attention. Wow. Ooh, but Chris just threw that out there. That's pretty intense. Yeah. Go ahead, Cynthia. I'm sorry.
No. Now she lives in Pennsylvania, so we don't get to see each other a lot, but we still stay in contact. And she was actually up here for a family reunion and surprised me. So it was great. And I got to see her and her kids and her grandkids now. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I was totally freaked out. It's just, I don't know. Usually I hear about, I don't know. We talk a lot.
I know.
Okay, can you name one of my best friends?
Andrea.
Yeah, I mean, Mia. I mean, you know, because when I had surgery, I sent you a list. I was like, okay, make sure if I die, talk to all the, right? I did.
Yeah. Email all these people, tell them I'm okay. Give them your number in case of anything.
I was very organized. I was like, I may pass, and I don't want all my friends that I love.
Even had a copy of your proxy, your will, everything.
I wouldn't even tell everyone all my business. But yes, no, I did. Well, I encourage everyone to do that.
Absolutely.
But I did. Cynthia was my person who had all my, What's the proxy part? Wasn't Andrea the proxy? You had
Me and one were the witnesses.
Yeah, right. You and one with the witnesses. Andrea was my person at the hospital.
Yeah.
She had, what is it when you're in charge of the person?
Power of attorney?
Is it what is it?
Power of attorney?
Power of attorney.
Like if they put me on breathing tubes, I was like, just kill me. I don't want to be. I'll just kill me. Like just let me go.
Do not resuscitate.
What is that person? Is that a proxy?
It's a proxy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a best friend. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like she was there, so she was that person. But okay, so Rick, friendship, best friend.
I mean, to me, there's friend and then there's best friend. Just totally different for me, but
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Best friend specifically?
Yeah. Well, either way, I want to know both.
Right. Alma says, I call my best friend my sister. We've been BFFs for 35 years, and she's a godmother to my daughter. Aw, yeah, that's awesome.
That's the best friend.
That's the best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick always trying to weasel out of the.
No. I'm trying to read all the comments too.
No, you know what? It's my show. I got you. They gonna be all right. Go ahead, baby. Give your answer. Go ahead.
I mean, a best friend is somebody that you can talk to and they ain't going to blab all your business to everybody in the whole world, which some friends will probably do. They're always going to be there when they need you, if humanly possible. Like, I remember I had an accident and my best friend lives 35 minutes away. And I called him. I said, I just got an accident. He was there in 35 minutes. Like, he really drove quick. Yeah, somebody you could depend on, somebody you could talk to, somebody you could trust. They're not going to spread your business. I said that already. Yeah, that's me. That's
your best friend or friend?
Best friend.
Best friend. Yeah.
I ain't going to tell a general friend all my business.
You need to hide a body.
Yeah. Bring a shovel.
I'm going to bring the shovel. Yeah, I think for me, it's been pretty much the same my entire life. I mean, I've grown and I've seen kind of how my friendships have changed. But I have friends that, they're on Facebook and I haven't seen them in years. But if they called me and said they needed, whatever, I would do my best to oblige. Like, I don't have to see them every day. I think one of the best things about real true friendships is there's no guilt attached to it. Like this thing where it's like, why didn't you call me? I can't believe it's been like 3 weeks. Why? And I'm like, that's when I'm like, okay, not a friend because you're making it too complicated, know? But yeah, I think, so my best friends are just a little bit of a different thing for me. They're in place of what I would call family. And Cynthia knows I have issues with the DNA crap shit. You know what I mean? And even though she is blood related to me, it's really, really, I mean, most people have a family tree. What do I always say, Cynthia?
We have a family bush.
Right. It's like with weeds.
And it's just, exactly. It's everywhere.
All over the place. So like, Rick, you and I could be related more than me and Cynthia could be, just based on, but to me, family is about, history. It's about the time we have spent together and the longevity of that time. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. The judgment is the entire time. How are we together in those moments of joy and in the moments of pain? Can we still connect? You know what I mean? Can we forgive and forget each other? Because that to me is a big
where you left off.
Pick up where you left off. Yeah. Alma just said, yes, no matter how long it's been, there's no judgment, just love. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing too, when someone starts complaining about, I can't believe you haven't called me in 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm sorry, were you calling me and I didn't get the call? I'm confused.
It's a two-way street. Two-way street.
Yep.
But, that's a whole other issue. But yeah, I think, I think there's a difference between acquaintances and friendships. And I think people get confused.
Yes.
My friend Richard Johnson, may he rest in peace, he would always say, he's like, oh, I can't go to any airport no matter where. I'm in Japan and people calling out my name at the airport. And that was not a lie. Everywhere he went. You would think he's famous. He wasn't. He just had a great personality. You know what I mean? He worked at a campus, on a college campus, whatever. When he had difficult times, 2 of his friends showed up. I was one of them. You know what I mean? Wow. And it was the biggest breakdown for him to realize And I said, you don't need to have a lot of, see, this is the other thing people they're just confused about. Confusion, I was going to say. Right? Confusion. Is you don't need to have 95 friends. You just need to have one good one, a really good one. Chris just said family. I don't even know what this is. Family
mycelium
network. What is that? I don't know.
Mycelium is like, I think it actually comes from like a mushroom kind of thing, but it's like branches everywhere, kind of branches out all over the place.
Oh, he's making fun of our bush. Family bush.
I'll call it a mushroom now.
I think we should call it that from now on. Come on. That's exactly what our 23andMe and Ancestry is.
There you go.
It totally is. A fungus, man. It's like moss. You know what I mean? It's like just there. It's like it don't make no sense. There's blades everywhere, but they don't connect just through the dirt. Oh my God, this could go on and on.
Well, this makes me also think of like, so when a little child is adopted and, at some point they're going to find out they were adopted, whatever, and then say the real father, real mother shows up. It's like, well, I'm your mother, I'm your father. And the kid could be like, that may be true, but you're not my mommy and you're not my daddy. You didn't raise me.
Well, they're never the mother or father. They're the biological parent, but they're not. DNA don't make you nothing. Mycelium. It sounds like my Sharona. I don't know
mycelium. Mycelium.
Is mycelium is the root that supposedly connects all mushrooms all over the world. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay, but that's a good thing. He's saying we're all connected all over the world. Yeah. No, Cynthia, we are now moss and fungus. I like that better than the family bush. So I'm going to go down the list. What would you do for your best friend that you wouldn't do for someone else?
Get up at 2:00 in the morning to go help them do something they need desperately.
Really? I wouldn't help most people move. Like, I remember back when I was younger, everybody was always moving and we'd all chip in and get together. And I'd be like, why am I doing this? I don't even know you people. I don't drink beer. I don't care about pizza. You know what I mean? So I always thought about that. I'm like, I am never going to help anyone move ever again. So I think if I had a best friend that needed help moving, thank God all my best friends have enough money to hire people now. But I would help a best friend move, but I don't think I would help other people. That is kind of a generalization. There are certain things.
Did you see that commercial where the guy's like, yeah, I'm going to be moving. He was like talking to a bunch of friends. And one of the friends is like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be away that weekend. He said, I didn't tell you what weekend yet.
It's just so true. I don't know why, but I guess when you're younger, you want to help I guess it's cheaper. It's not though. Just hire people. I don't know. You can get your own little U-Haul. Do it yourself. If you don't have enough money to move on your own, then you should not have that much stuffage to do it yourself. I think that's going to be my new criteria. Can you have best friends that you work with? Ooh. I'll start. I have worked with both. Well, I met Andrea because I hired her. That's how we became best friends. I think we talked about that in a different podcast. And I could certainly work with Andrea again. I think because it's not working for someone. That's where I think the difference is. And Mia and I have exchanged clients. We've worked together. She came and helped us at Brand New School in New York when I was running the offices here in Los Angeles to do us a favor. But I think it's different because we were already friends and it's a mutual respect thing. It's not she's now working for me. But I've said this a million times, where I don't have friends that I work with. They all, they think we're friends, but I do not have friends I work, and I can't.
So I do have another best friend. So I have more than one. But this one,
Cynthia. Okay, I believe you.
Another secret coming out the closet. Okay.
She ain't got no friends. She just lying. They're imaginary friends. I'm just kidding. Look at me having such an ego, like I'm supposed to know all your friends. But it was just stunning. But go ahead.
We actually worked together, and I was actually her boss. But we worked We worked well together.
And what's her name?
Cindy.
Is this one of the people you've been complaining to me about? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Best friend. Yeah. So that worked out, but you're not best friends no more? Or
No, we are. She
Oh,
lives in New
okay.
Hampshire now.
Yeah. But you were best friends when you first started working together or after?
Actually, it's kind of funny how we met. So I started working at Things Remember, which is an engraving shop. And me and her at first did not get along at all. Like,
Surprise.
we really hated each other. And one day, my boss had put both of us to work together alone, just me and her.
Okay.
And she was pregnant at the time with her first child. And a customer came in and started cussing her out. And I cussed out the customer and told her not to speak to my employees like that. And ever since then, we became friends.
Here's the thing. Cynthia's really nice. You can see, right? Joyful, happy. You don't want to be on her bad side.
Mm.
I don't know if I was on your bad side, but I remember we didn't talk for a long time. Like, I don't know if I forget what it was.
You weren't on my bad side. I just didn't like what you had said. But I was like, oh, whatever. Okay. It took like a couple of days. And I was
It was not a couple of days. I was like, I don't even remember what I said, but I was like, ooh, Cynthia gets mad. She don't talk to people. Even if you try, hey, Cynthia, just checking in. Just like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, my boss knows when I'm upset.
I think anyone would know when you're upset, Cynthia.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to hide it well. I'm so sorry.
I don't. I get very quiet and you just see it all over my face.
No, you don't talk to nobody. Even when Juan was away, because he had to be away, and you were all like brooding in your apartment or whatever in your house. Like, Cynthia, you okay? Mm-hmm. Yep. What did Juan do? Nothing. God. The poor man had to go home for a tragedy. Like, he was angry about it for how long? Like 15 days. But I guess that's love. I guess that's a whole other conversation. I don't know.
That's a whole other friendship there.
Yeah. True, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you're one of those people that I would never want to be on your bad side because it's confusing. Because I've hurt you somehow, but then I'm not clear what I did, and you're not going to talk to me until you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. And I'm like, okay. I felt bad. I was like, I hope nothing happened to her when
that was like mild. That was nothing. That was, trust me.
Well, because we don't really have a fight or anything.
Right.
No, yeah, I know. Because I'm almost perfect.
And so humble too.
Right.
I'm
not bougie at all, right?
I'm not bougie at all. And I'm very humble. I can't help it. Okay, Rick, what about you? Do you work with your friends?
I've never had a best friend that I worked with. So could I have a best friend? I don't know. I've never had that opportunity. Friends, yes, but best friend, I've never had a best friend that I work with.
Right. I have it's so funny, one of my clients, this is this whole thing about friendship came up because it's been coming up so much, but one of my clients hired one of his friends to be his assistant because the friend needed money. And I was like, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but that's not a friend. Like, if you come to me as a friend and you're like, you know what, I'm not doing too well and I need some help, and I'm like, you know what, I have a great idea. Why don't you work for me? It was a disaster from day one. They both admitted. I mean, it was horrible. If you're my friend and you come to me in desperation, I'm gonna just give you the money. I'm not gonna have you
make you work for it.
I think, but here's the thing, like when I spoke to him about it, I said, it never works out with friendship. He's like, yes, it does. It does. Just not this time. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe you're right. Again, I'm moving to another country. I'm visualizing. Like, why did I even step into that conversation? I have no idea. Yeah, that just happened too.
I remember when I Love Lucy, Ricky got mad because they did something with friends or family or something. I think it was Ethel and Fred. They went into business, whatever. And he started yelling in Spanish. I was already told, you don't do business with family and friends. You don't do that.
I've never watched Lucy. I know, look.
I'll see you later.
I've never
really?
seen show. Yeah, I know who she is. But I won't. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You watched it. First of all, it was before our time, so you're watching reruns.
But it's timeless. It's a good show.
No, I know. So I don't like slapstick comedy. I don't like that kind
It's
of.
not always slapstick,
But I didn't like the whole. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like. I love Steve Martin. I don't want to watch him in anything. The only thing I've seen him in is with Queen Latifah, and I went to see it because of Queen Latifah. Remember that movie? I forget what it was, but it was good.
Too.
Where she's in prison.
Yeah. What was the name of that movie?
You what?
Bringing down the house.
Bringing down the house. Yeah. I mean, it was, but like, that's probably the only movie I can really say that I ever watched of Steve Martin because just not my. Wow, look at everybody's all upset.
Yes, get her.
I know, Mario and Alm are both.
Congratulations, you broke the internet today.
I know. I know. It's called I Love Lucy, right? It's
Yeah.
Well, that was one show, but yeah. How rude.
Wait, how rude. What's the other show? There was another show she was on?
She had multiple shows, yeah. After she divorced Ricky, she went on and did other shows.
Oh my God, you got way too. See, it's like Rick got all of it. After she got divorced, she got another show. Like, that's too much. Is that just common knowledge? Everybody knows that?
Well, people that like Lucy know, yeah.
I'm just saying that was a show before our time. So you guys were watching reruns of that.
What's wrong with that? We watch reruns of all kinds of shows.
I watched that. I watched The Honeymooners.
Okay, I just want to say, I'm going to throw this out there. I was in rehearsal, okay? When you guys are watching all your shows, I was in rehearsal. But I'm just kidding. But I just never got into, it's just not my genre. Even when I was a kid, it wasn't my genre.
Different strokes for different folks. Hey.
Yeah, I did watch All in the Family. I watched religiously. I watched The Jeffersons religiously. I watched, what was Dynamite? What was that one?
Good Times.
Good Times.
Good Times. Yeah.
Welcome Back, Carter.
It was a good show.
Welcome Back, Carter. I watched that.
Welcome Back, Carter.
Oh my God, John Travolta was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, that's going way back. We were really kids when that was.
Oh yeah.
Because that was like the 70s or early 80s, right?
I think 70s maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome Back. Wow, I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah.
I kind of erased that in my head somehow. Remember that guy, Horseshack?
Horseshack, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
That show.
Night Court.
What's
oh my God, Night Court.
Not as old.
I love Night Court.
What's Night Court? I didn't see Night Court.
I wasn't super into it, but it looks like Cynthia might have been.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded like a little bit of a diss and not kind of a friendly thing. That wasn't like friendship. You know what I mean? It's like, he was into it. Man, the shows from back in the day, though, like, and some of them still hold up today.
Oh, yeah. What's happening? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're getting into the stuffage that I would have watched. Yeah. Like, I really watched that. But I really did love, for some reason, I really loved All in the Family and the Jeffersons. I loved them. I mean, I know why I loved All in the Family because my mother loved it. You know.
What about Sanford and Son? Did you ever watch that?
I didn't. I mean, I knew of it, but it wasn't my thing. Like, he got on my nerves. I just didn't like the whole it was a garage. No, what was it? A
junkyard.
I didn't like all that. Yeah, I didn't like. That's my mama.
I just loved seeing Aunt Esther go off on Fred Sanford because she was hilarious.
Oh my God, she was amazing. Yeah, that was so good. I do remember that from that show. You know, with the heart attack all the time.
Yeah, coming to join you, Elizabeth. Coming to join you.
I coming to join you. And I used to be like, he's annoying, but yeah, I do remember. Mama just said I spoke Spanish first and still watched Lucy. Yeah. Let me see. The Jeffersons was a spinoff of Maude.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see Maude. What is Maude?
Maude, you remember the Golden Girls?
Yeah.
The tall one?
B. Arthur.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Maude. She had a show.
And the Jeffersons was the spinoff of that?
Yeah, they were on her show before Jeffersons came out. But they were also on All in the Family too, the Jeffersons. So.
No, right. The Jeffersons were a spinoff of All in the Family. That I know. I didn't know that. The Jeffersons. Wait, the Jeffersons were a spinoff of.
Oh, wait a minute.
All in the Family.
Wait, I remember Good Times. The mom from Good Times was on Maude. Is that what you're talking about? Maybe that's what you meant.
Yeah, because Mario, I think maybe I don't know. We have to look it up. Maud was Edith's cousin.
So all in the family, not the Jeffersons.
Dang, this is like a mycelial another network going on here. Everything's related.
I know. Wait a minute. So okay, you're right. Okay, so Maud was Edith's cousin. So Maud is
all in the family was a spinoff of Maud. That would make more sense.
Not sure, but maybe.
I don't know about that. Because I don't know Maud. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know.
Yeah, I never saw the show, but
All in the Family, I think, was its first thing, and then there were spin-offs from that. But you're saying Maud was before All in the Family?
The last time I saw Maud, and I really wasn't into that show, but it had the mom from Good Times and they were both talking to each other, and Maud was like, well, when women of our age get to be this age, blah, 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 and the mom said, our age? You don't know how old I am, and you hate that about my people, don't you? It was so funny.
So funny. I mean, shows like that back in the day really took, let's give a shout out to Norman Lear, because most of every one of these shows we're talking about, and God love him, he's about to turn 101.
Wow.
But he was the executive producer and the creator of most of these shows we're talking about. All in the Family was the first. That's what I thought. And then there were spin-offs from it. It's kind of like Cheers. So you had Cheers, and then there was Frasier, and there was some other one that didn't do well, but
Was Taxi related to those at all, or no? Maybe not.
I think Taxi was way before Cheers. Oh, you mean to this group of stuff?
I'm not sure if they was related to shows.
Taxi's way before Cheers.
Oh, okay.
Cheers is the 80s. Yeah. But I was just saying, the spin-offs or whatever. Oh, that is so... Wow, we really went off topic, and I love it. Look at Melanie. Melanie's like the Jeffersons, Maud, then Good Time. She's like, All in the Family was first. She gonna get us. Oh, so Maud was after the Jeffersons. Oh, that's what Cynthia was saying, right?
No,
I thought Maud was really old. I thought Maud was really old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Yeah, Jeffersons was a separate spin-off.
But how do you guys watch all these, like TV Land or something? Are they just on TV Land?
I mean, yeah, all these old shows are on still, but I remember a lot
all these streaming sites have all these old shows on there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just going to stick to my sci-fi. I'm addicted. Even today, I sent Rick a clip. I'm like, did you know? I'm such a dork.
By the way, Pluto has an exclusive Lucy channel, by the way.
What do you mean? Oh, Pluto, the show. I'm not going to watch Lucy. I told you, it's not my genre. You know what's so funny? Okay, so I dated this guy once, and he was a big fan of the Lucy show, whatever. He was like, I can't believe you never watched it. And I was like, yeah, I did. And he's like, and I was like, he is fine. I'm going to watch this show with him. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be our thing. But he was obsessed, and it was not that much fun for me. Like, it just, I'm not saying it wasn't funny. It's just when something doesn't work for you, like, so that never worked out, that relationship, clearly.
So you know the whole Vita Vita Vegemin episode?
Yeah, that was funny.
That was the best one.
The only clips I know are the things on Pretty Woman. Like I remember when she meets Richard Gere.
Oh yeah,
they're stomping on the tomatoes or whatever, and the grapes or whatever it is. Like I've only seen clips of things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad. It's my show. We're only going to talk about stuff that I've seen. Only things that I like, and only things that I'm aware of. Just kidding. I want to see the show Maud. I like B. Arthur.
I like it too.
I guess I knew she was on a sitcom before.
I loved her on Golden Girls, but I've watched Maud and it wasn't for me.
Oh, what's the storyline of Maud? Is it not cool?
I just was bored. I never really got into it. I tried to watch it. I was like, this is boring.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Lucy, but whatever. I'm just going to say, I know. People are going to be like, that's it. We writing off this stupid, all about the joy. All about the stupid is what it seems like. Can you ever have too many friends?
Yes, Mario. Yes.
What's the Chocolate Factory episode?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
What's that one in Lucy?
Yeah, her and Ethel worked at this chocolate place, factory. And it's a conveyor belt, and they have to
no, I've seen clips of that.
Yeah,
I've seen that, yeah. Okay, another show I've never seen that everyone talks about the big guy, and they live in an apartment, and there's nothing in the apartment really. It's old. It's like black and white.
Honeymooners?
That one. That's it. Yeah, people. I've never
Oh.
seen that either. I saw clips.
I
And
love the
people say that's
Honeymooners.
amazing.
My dad's mom loved that show, and she didn't even speak
I
English.
used
So
to
she thought it was
watch
a
that.
funny show.
So you guys have seen that too?
Yeah.
A little bit. I haven't seen a lot.
I used to watch that with my mom.
Anyone watch Chico and the Man? Yes, I loved Chico and the Man, and I thought Chico was my father.
Wait, no, I don't know what that is. What's Chico and the Man?
I remember, and he died.
Vaguely.
He died really young too.
I've never even heard of that show.
Are you serious? Wow. All right then. Whatever.
Hey, I gotta go. Dad's on TV. Go bye.
Dad's on TV. I just remember being a little kid. I don't remember what it was all about, but he was. I mean, he was Chicano. You know, he was Latino, but it was called Chico and the Man was a white guy, and they worked together. But I forget the whole thing. But I can see his face. I can see his face. And I just remember being like, I know that's who my father is. I know this. Like, I was so obsessed. And I remember it because my mother would say, if you ever ask me again who your father is, you're going to get it. And I'd be like, okay. But in my pillow, that's why I know it. She got so mad. You know? So silly when we're children. So silly. Okay, I was going to go on to another subject, but this just seems like so much fun. Okay, can you have too many friends?
I don't think so. But then again, it depends on what you define friends.
Yeah.
That's
well,
fair.
I'm thinking of somebody who I won't say their name, but they think everybody's their friend. And it's like, it doesn't work.
Do we know them?
I'm going to shut my mouth. But yeah, you just can't be friends with everybody. It don't work.
But I think it's what Cynthia just said, right? And she just said, it depends on what your definition of friendship is. But I think that people mistake acquaintances. That's something that I wish I had written down, but Maya Angelou said it really beautifully. She said something to the effect of, you know, people confuse really great acquaintances with what friendship is. And I think friendship can be defined whatever it is you need it to be. But if you're delusional about it, you're going to end up getting hurt.
Right.
You know? And I always say this thing that, you know, a lot of people think I'm their friend. I'm not. You know, they're very important definitions in my life that determine a friendship. And one of them is respect. And if you can't respect, even if I'm wrong, even if I'm mean, even if I make a mistake, if you can't respect me as a human being, we're not friends. You know what I mean? Like, we're not friends. Andrea and I have battled it out. Mia and I have battled it out. Alden and I have battled it out. I love him, and he's in Scotland right now. Like I told you that, right? Yesterday, he's in Scotland.
Yeah.
And he just had major surgery, but this man cannot stay off of his damn bike. So he's in Scotland with all of his friends. We had a big fight about it, you know, but whatever. He's grown. He's a grown man. But if you can have those disagreements, you can have those fights, you can have those battles back and forth, and then you can learn to listen to each other and find a way to come to a mutual understanding. That only helps that relationship, you know? And if you can't do that, then there is no relationship there. There's no connection. There's just you wanting to be right, or you wanting to step on me to whatever, or you wanting to be connected. Like, that's the thing I can't stand. People want to be connected to me. This is not even an ego thing. I know you guys have experienced it too. They want to be connected to you when things are good. Like, everybody's your friend when things are good. But who are you?
Use you for what you have.
Or what they think you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
So hell to the no. Hell to the no. I'm very selective, you know. And look, there are people like Charlie who I haven't talked to in a long time. I mean, he's on Facebook or whatever. And yeah, our relationship is very casual, but it was cool. It was fun, and it still is. You know what I mean? That's a very different friendship than I have with somebody like Mia. You know what I mean? Or Billy. You know, Billy is like a brother to me. You know, I would die for Billy, you know? But if Charlie called me and said he needed something, I would help him in a heartbeat, because he's never been anything but a good friend to me. You know what I mean? Like a good person, funny, laughter. There's no drama. It's very easy. And he's hilarious. He was on the show for, I just want to say this because I was going to text you, Rick. He was on the show for what, 20 minutes last week? I have like 90 clips of him. He's so funny. Like, I swear to God, I was like, well, I can use this one. There's so many of him because he has such an energy. You know
Clips
what I mean?
for days.
Yeah. I'm not going to use them all, but I was just like, I used quite a few of them already, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Cynthia, you missed it. You missed Charlie last week.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on, can you have too many friends? Mm-hmm.
I just remembered going back to Tyler Perry. As Medea, he was saying everybody's life is like a book. And when you read a book, a story, there's the main character, that's you. And then there's other characters, and some of the characters are in every single chapter, but some of the characters are only in a few chapters. And they may come in, they may go out, because you can't expect everybody to be in every chapter. That doesn't make any sense. That's not real life. And I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, wow, yeah.
Well, and look, I'll bring up a bad part, something that happened. And Rick, I think I told you about this. I think I talked about it a couple of episodes ago too. I had a friend named Todd Fisk, and we were really great friends. I moved out here. We went to college together. There was never anything romantic between us at all. We were just really good friends. We were in film classes together. I moved out here. He moved out here. I helped him get an apartment out here. He just a really wonderful person. He borrowed my car to go to San Diego, whatever. We had a huge fight. I don't even remember what it was about, but I remember him calling me, and he was in San Diego and he had to return my car. And I said, when you get back, we'll just talk about it. But we had this huge fight. And he came back to my condo, and when I wasn't there, and he left the car and he left the keys on the doorknob, like in a bag. We never talked after that. Never talked again. Never. And I was just, it's not going to make me cry, but these are the choices and these are the consequences that happen when you make these decisions. So we never talked after this. And so I Googled him because I was wondering how he was doing. I always Google people, especially if I talk to people I cared about. He died in January of cancer.
Oh, wow.
Of this year. And he had 2 kids. He has 2 children and a wife. And because I was reading the obituary, and I was like, horrible.
Man.
Horrible. I mean, would I change anything I had done? No, because I did the best I can. He chose not to talk to me ever again. You know, he chose not to come. I tried to reach out to him a couple times after, but I get the hint. You don't want to talk. You know what I mean? Like I'm really good at that. I'm good at cutting people out, and I'm good at respecting people's wishes, you know? But, you know, that kind of broke my heart. I mean, sad, you know? Yeah. So it could go either way. And that was somebody I loved and cared about, and we'd known each other for so long, but I wish I could remember like what we fought about. Like I can't even remember I think it was a girl. Like I think he liked somebody, and I don't even remember, but I think it was like, he always used to, you know, we all have these friends that keep dating people and they're the one, and then you have to hear about it. Yeah. I don't know if that's it, but I think it was something to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, and I wasn't listening. I wasn't taking it seriously, or, you know what I mean? And it was disrespectful of me, probably, you know, getting back to that, you know? Yeah. So I lost that friend, and I paid a dear price for that, you know? Yeah.
So I have a question. So we've been talking about what we think are best friends. Do we think that our best friends see us as a best friend?
Even if they don't, I make them. I'm like, I'm your best friend, right? Right? I mean, you could have other best friends, but I'm your best friend, right? Andrea too. I'm like, I know Andrea's best friend, Leslie. Her name is Leslie. And I think she's fabulous and wonderful, but I'm also Andrea's best friend. You can have more than one best friend. And here's how Mia handled it. When Mia got married, she had her 2 best friends, Susie and Mindy, who I know. I know them. They're on my Facebook. I know them. I've met them. We've all hung out. And they were her bridesmaids and her maids of honor or whatever. And I gave the toast at the reception. You know what I mean? Like, and I was totally cool with that because we all know I hate weddings. I don't go to weddings. Cynthia, did I go to your wedding?
Nope.
I don't go to weddings. So, but I think I was traveling now, right? I don't know what happened with your wedding.
I honestly don't remember.
I don't go to weddings. But anyway, so that's how it's handled. I don't have a problem with, because we all have multiple best friends, and they all, like, I would never ever think or feel like I have to compete with Leslie at all.
Yeah.
There is no competition. It's just an isness, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. How many best friends can you have?
I mean, me personally, I've never had more than 2. That's just me.
Yeah.
I have. Wait, you wrote how many best friends can you have?
Oh, I just didn't even see that.
She wrote best friends. Ooh, that's another level. Interesting. That's my best friend. Is that a typo? Is that a typo? I'm trying to figure out if that's a typo. I don't know.
Then he asked my friend, "Hey, are you just my best friend, or are you my best friend? Let me know, okay?"
Not a typo.
Not a typo. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: is a best friend someone who, not to be rude, but would wipe your ass if you need them to?
Oh.
Is that a best?
I don't know if that's a best friend. That sounds like a spouse. Okay. I don't know.
Well, I'm saying, if someone's not married and single,
you know what?
Timing of that statement.
If you are in an accident, you can't move, you need to go to the bathroom, your best friend is there, and you can't move.
So that's your definition of best friend?
Listen, the timing of this statement is horrible for me, because I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Best friend.
Then there is best friend. Yeah, Rick, don't even go where you're going. Don't do that.
No, that timing of this statement, it's worst timing.
Okay, here's what I'll tell you. I would wipe anyone's ass if I needed to help somebody. That's not for me a definition of best friend, right? I mean, I know what you're saying, but if somebody needed help and I had to be the only one there, I would help them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if a best friend has to be the person that you do the most for. At the end of the day, and this is just part of what I wish the world was like, but I would like to believe if somebody was in need and I was standing there, I would help somebody. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That's not a definition to me. That's not part of the definition. I think for me,
that's just being a good person.
That's just being a good person. Yeah. But it is funny. But I think for me, what really matters is there's a history. And there are ebbs and flows in that history. And can you withstand all of the ebbs and flows in relationships in order to sustain and kind of get stronger as friends? You know, I don't talk to Andrea and Mia on an everyday basis. There was a time we did. Like, there was a time when it was like every day, whatever. We don't need to. But I have no doubt in my mind, if I called either one of them, or if I called Billy or Alden, and if I was just like, I'm in trouble, I need help, there would not be a hesitation. And it's because over time, we've built that relationship. Also, and look at, this is a good one. There are very few people I would go to and ask for help. Yeah. Because I know they wouldn't let me down. I know people who have more money than God, right? Or whatever, like whoever. Warren Buffett, not that he's God, but I realize what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, more money than, and you're like, you know what? I just need a few bucks. You know, I'm having a hard time. And they're like, ooh, you're like, are you kidding me? I've had people who have money and have said, I'm gonna send you $1,500, not a problem, and then never did it. But then are like, no, we're friends. No, we're not, bitch. We are not friends. I'm not kidding. This really happened. Somebody who has a lot of money turned around and said they were going to help me out. This was years ago, before my book. And I was just in a bad situation. I was between jobs, and I was just like, oh my God, can you help me? And they were like, I'm going to send you $1,500. I'm like, thank you. So let me tell you, $1,500 to them would be like $5 to me right now. Mm-hmm. It's not going to hurt me to give somebody $5.
Right.
I don't need no emails or text messages. Thank you very much. Okay. So absolutely really about, for me, longevity, history, ebbs and flows. Who are you when a problem happens really matters to me. Like, can you be the better person when I'm at my lowest point? Can you lift me up?
Yep.
And let me tell you, Andrea proved, I mean, I love Andrea. She'll always be one of my dearest and best friends. But, this surgery I had, this was no joke. I mean, the surgery wasn't the big deal. It was the trauma behind it.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I owe you. She's like, yes, you do. I'm writing it down. You know what I mean? Like,
I got another scenario.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever had this where you were with some people and this other person that you're just friends with said, "Oh yeah, they're my best friend," and they're like, "Oh really?" And then you're like, "Talk often." Yeah, we talk a lot. And your best friend, no. It's awkward.
It is awkward, but you got to let people believe it. But I put my foot down. I mean, some people really want to be your friend, and that's a blessing. That's a nice thing, But you can't have everybody in your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do that because they want you to know that you're their best friend, and they want to hear that reciprocated. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when it isn't, it kind of gives them the information. Mm-hmm. That's a hard one. Yeah, that's happened a few times to me too. I don't say anything though. I just let it go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what are you going to do? And here's the thing. There are different levels of friend. Like, somebody being your best friend doesn't mean you can't have another great friend or somebody who's close to you or a family member. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a competition of love. Yeah. I told Juliana, I said, Juliana, who is the best, most important adult ever? And this is when she was little. She's 15 now, but she would be like, you are, but don't tell my mom and dad. I was like, and I realized, I was like, okay, that's not what I meant.
I just had a flashback, and this is not friend, but this was like girlfriend, supposedly. I was in third grade, and these two girls that lived on my street, you hang out on the street with friends, whatever. And these two girls were literally pulling me arm to arm. No, he's my boyfriend. No, he's my boyfriend. And I'm like, I ain't none of y'all boyfriend. Y'all are crazy. Oh my God.
I think it's, I look at, we all want to be connected, and we're social beings. And of course I always say that the umbrella is love, but we want to love and we want to be loved. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But you cannot have really great relationships in your life if you are not okay in your heart as well, Right. That's just me. That doesn't mean, and that's why friendships grow and move on, right? I have another friend on Facebook, Jackie, who I've known since I was 10 years old. I used to live at her house, you know what I mean? With her mom and her family, and, we don't talk at all. But if she called me tomorrow, I'd be like, what you need, Jack? Friendships grow and change, and you evolve, but it doesn't mean that solid friendship is not still important to you. It just means it's, one of the rocket boosters that's moved away. But still, I can see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me see if I have any more questions. But Rick, I think you and I have become friends, and we've never met in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've told you that I've met people that I only knew online for real.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're the same. You're quieter than we thought you were.
But I'm not worried about you. What did you think about all the other people, right? I mean, did they seem to be the same?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Some I thought were friendlier even in person than online. Yeah.
Cynthia?
Honestly, the only people I talk to online are high school or middle school friends or family. So I never really met new people other than you, Rick.
Yeah, because Andrea, Alden.
Right, I know Andrea.
Alden hasn't been on the show. I don't know why. Alden says he wants to be on the show, but Alden's just a talker. Have you met Alden yet? I feel like you have, but you haven't met Alden yet, right?
In person, no.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't know Billy yet either. I think that's the weirdest thing. All of my friends have not, all of my best friends have not met each other. They're gonna and that's what I was worried about. If I die, that's gonna be the first time they all meet each other. I was like, all sad about it. I was like, that's so funny.
How did you know Carmen? She was my best friend. Oh, she was my best friend too.
Like, wait, no, she was my best friend.
That's so funny. I am blessed with a lot of people in my life who are good friends. I feel blessed. I think that is the real wealth. You know what? I'm really in shock. I didn't think this was going to go on for as long as it has. This was really fun. So we'll see you guys again next week. And I'm going to end the stream. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. I appreciate you all and everyone who's been listening. And yeah, remember, it's all about the joy.
Thanks for stopping by. All about the joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.